Hey, spiritual superstars. In the spiritual community, as business owners, you hear, I need to charge my worth. You want to price your services so that you can either change careers, pay your bills, or just have a supplemental income. You want to get paid for your services, but there's a big question mark on how you really charge what you're worth. And that's something that we discuss in detail in our certified spiritual life coaching program. But I wanted to touch on it right now because it doesn't matter if you are a coach, a reader, whatever you put your title as in spiritual business, you definitely deserve to get paid for your services, just like any other industry, just like any other career, profession. So, as a self-employed individual, you have to decide what your rates are. And there's some things that we teach at Spiritual Guidance Academy that I think will really help you decide what that is and when you need to increase your charges or your price point. And it can be scary. So welcome that fear, because fear is normal and it just humbles you, but it challenges you to make sure you are going to pay your bills. You're going to have enough money to make it make sense. And that's really important. So that's really the number one thing to consider is how can you price yourself, your brand, your services, so that it makes sense. And you do that by using your human energy. You've got to do research. So you want to, after you decide what type of business you're in, what services you provide, if you're a reader or if you're a coach or whatever, so you're a healer, you provide sound therapy, and I'm just throwing some things out there that our graduates have stepped into as career choices. Some have transitioned industries, and some are doing both. They haven't quit their jobs or anything like that. They're just supplementing and building, because I don't ever recommend, as a side note, that you up and quit or stop any sources of income while you are simply transitioning careers or just supplementing or just whatever the case is. So you got to think of what your goals are. What are your financial goals? What do you need to cover? You've got to know what your expenses are, and you've got to know what your long-term and short-term goals are financially. So let's say, for example, you need to cover $6,000 a month in expenses and your bills, right? So you know that you've got to cover that. So your price points have to be able to cover that. However, you're also looking at how many times you're providing these services. So there's a breakdown there, but you have to start there. You have to really be okay with looking at what you need to survive to begin with. That's big. That's a big, big deal. Because what I have found in our classes with our students is people don't know what they are really paying in bills. So you've got to have that confidence to boldly and courageously know exactly what you're paying. So you've got to sit down, pen to paper, and write down your expenses, everything. So sometimes that creates the need for a budget, okay? So you also want to know the industry standards, because you may not be priced at that standard. You might be way above that standard depending on your expertise, even your confidence level, or you might be lower. But you have to know what your industry standards are in order to key that in to your calculations for your price points, okay? And here's the last most important thing. It's not about what you want to charge. It's not about what you feel you're worth. It's about what your niche feels you're worth. It's about what your audience, it's about what your customers feel you're worth. So that's big, because what I've seen is personal clients of mine, personal. A lot of them come to me and they worked with other people, or they have a mindset that says, well, Necole, I need to charge what I'm worth. I need to charge this and that. And they're comparing themselves to me too. Humbly, I say that, but they're like, well, you charge this, I'm paying you this. I think that I am worth this, or I think that I'm worth that. I have to charge my worth. And I've had clients that have tripled. They have said, well, you charge this, and I think that I'm worth this, triple what I charge them, which is fine. But if you're someone that is new to your industry and you have no clients to begin with, and you have no brand, you have no backing, you have no reviews, you have nobody that is supporting your proof of concept, who are you? And so that means come into this humbled. Come into it humbled, because it's not about what you feel your worth is. It's about what people who are paying you for a service feel your services are worth. What results do you bring them? So I want you to really keep that in mind, because what I see is that it really is upsetting to some people, and it makes some people feel really heartbroken, because they've been fed this dream, this lie that says, yes, you charge your worth. You feel like you're worth $500 an hour for a coaching session, then charge $500 an hour for that coaching session. But if you're not delivering, you better believe that people are going to ask for a refund. That's number one. And they will give you a poor review. That's number two. And you won't get your client to come back. You want repeat clientele. You want, as a coach, you want your clients to be with you for years. You want them to come back to you and say, you know what? This Necole is my go-to. You want that. You want that loyalty. You want that customer base, because you want that friendship. So in order to establish that, you have to work for it. You have to earn it. And so just remember this. Remember this. I say this as humbly as I can, but I really want you to get it, because I don't want you to be lied to. You have to know that it's what other people are willing to pay you and what they feel you're worth. So they may give you a tip. I mean, even as a coach, you're getting, sometimes you're getting tips, literally. You're getting money on top of what your price point is. So just remember that. It's always better to over-deliver than under-deliver. And you want to go into your pricing with the customer or the client in mind. I hope this helps you. I will see you soon. Check out our next session is coming up. Our spiritual life coaching is coming up, but get on over to our Etsy page, Spiritual Superstars, because you have a guide there. You have a guidebook that's really going to help you be able to really set that together and so much more. So go get your guidebook, download it, and start serving. Love you.